The registry was created primarily because we believe that lymphatic investigators all over the world need access to this data, and we wanted to create a platform and a resource for the investigative community. This will become available to anybody in the world who has a valid reason to look at de-identified subject data regarding lymphatic disease in order to conduct meaningful lymphatic research. So basically, the registry subserves four specific categories of service. One is the sheer collection of data, the applicability in long-term follow-up, and we have set up the LE&RN registry so that once you are in the registry at 6-month intervals, we will remind you that we would love to know what has happened to you in the preceding 6 months in the way of change in treatment, change in severity of disease, hospitalizations, infections, change in medications, anything that might tell us how your lymphedema is behaving over time. As we get more and better treatment strategies for lymphedema, we will be able to do post-marketing surveillance. One element that I haven't listed here, but I think is equally important, is for us to entice the commercial realm to be interested in lymphatic disease, they have to know something about how many of us are out there and what is the fingerprint or the photograph of the lymphatic disease community so that they know how interested they might be in developing new products. So here's what we have done with the registry. We have always believed that, and I call myself a lumper because I don't want specifically to split diseases apart and say I'm only interested in secondary lymphedema, or I'm only interested in primary lymphedema, or I'm only interested in lipedema, or I'm only interested in vascular anomalies. I believe that these diseases are linked to one another because they all affect the lymphatics. And we can learn not only from those elements that are specific to subsets of these diseases, but these diseases can help to teach one another about the commonalities or where the differences are important. Therefore, it's important to have a repository where all of the information is present. And so we have created the Lymphatic Disease Registry to embrace all of these categories. What will happen for those of you that become new participants is that when you enter the registry site, there will be a demographic intake. So we know how to contact you, we know who you are, we have your informed consent, and we have a few pieces of vital information about you that are not specifically related to your disease. At that point, you will be funneled into a pathway that is relevant to your specific disease, and all of the information that is collected and all the questions that are asked will be relevant only to your specific disease. And at the back end, all of the questions that are universal can be asked at the very end. This makes it a much streamlined experience, and we hope one that is much more pleasant for anybody who will do it for the first time. For those of you that have been in the registry already, we have not abandoned you. Your information is still there. There will be a bit of an update process once you go into the new site, but everything will be intact and you can move forward with your semi-annual updates. I'd like to end by saying that this is my view of how a registry like this is important and how it is important to you. There are things that matter and there are things that you can control. And what you should focus on is the intersection between those two. And I believe the registry falls squarely within that black area between those two circles. So focus on it and help us to help you by encasing your information in a forum in which it can help everyone.